Hey everybody, welcome back. Let's see where to start. Oh, I still have a beard. Yeah, I grew out the beard to go snow skiing. First real vacation that my family's taken in 6 years. We went skiing and had a great time, and it helped keep my face warm. I may leave it on for a little bit. I might shave it all off. I don't know. Another thing, it's the start of a new year, and things are looking good. We're not facing some of the problems that we were facing all last year, which was we couldn't get parts made, we couldn't get raw materials. We went a long time, couldn't get capacitors, couldn't get coils made, couldn't get our tweeters in, a whole bunch of stuff. And luckily things have turned around. Our guys over in India are working hard getting tweeters to us. They've been air freighting those things in, and we're good on that stuff. We're good on Neo tweeters finally. Sonic Craft has come through with good production of Sonic caps. We ordered a lot of Sonic caps this past year. We also picked up the JB caps, which are now being brought in by US Coils. And we finally got in all the Dayton resistors we ordered from Parts Express. We had thousands of resistors from because we really like that new little Dayton resistor. And it took about a year for them to finally get those things to us. So we're happy about that. And of course, Coils. US Coils is online there in Cleveland. A lot of the employees that used to work for ERSI are now working over at US Coils, and they sent me some cool t-shirts. So really thrilled about that. They have a website up now, so you guys can go there and order coils and stuff direct from those guys. US made coils with US copper. Much higher quality than anything else we can get, and we're saving a lot on shipping because it's made right here in the US. So real happy about that. Now, let's get into cool speaker stuff. You guys may recognize these. I did some videos on this. This is a little LGK driver, and this is the LGK 2.1 model. And we were shocked at how good these things turned out. The frequency response was so smooth, so accurate, and the time domain so intact due to the fact that this wideband driver is covering a whole range. We did some recordings where we set the microphones out in front of these things about 2.5 feet in front of each speaker and recorded some music and then compared it to the original track. And it's amazing how close it is. I mean, amazing how good playback is through these compared to the original track. It's as if you're still listening to the original and not a copy of the original. It's astounding. So we did that. You can still go online and you can check those out. These things were designed to be desktop speakers and small rooms and things, and they could be used in mixing and mastering because of the high level of accuracy. And I've got guys that are using them in small theater systems. They're using them in their bedrooms. They're using them in just small room settings, which they're ideal for. And you guys have been wanting a center channel. And here it is. This is the new LGK 2.2 model. It's got dual woofers in this thing, and it turned out great. Frequency response, again, super smooth. Let's look at the frequency response. The woofers are crossing in on this thing somewhere around 450, I think, or 550. Blends really well, super smooth all the way across. So this little full range driver isn't having to produce a lot of bass. It's allowed to do what it does best, and it sounds great. Vocals in these things sound phenomenal, as good as any of the speakers that we've done in here at all that are box speakers. I mean, beautiful vocals out of these, good detail, good everything, great imaging. With boxes that are so narrow, they become transparent very quickly. So the imaging that these things produce, fantastic. So all that's going for it. There's still, just like the 2.1 model, there's a little peak way up there at the top. In the 2.0s, we put a little notch filter on there and try to notch that thing down because we knew, it's going to be sitting on a desktop. There may be some reflective surfaces there, but more than likely you're listening right on axis. So we notched it out. With these and with the center channel, we left it because if you get within 10 degrees off axis at that high frequency, they start to drop off. The 3-inch driver has a really good controlled dispersion, so the off axis is good, especially compared to other wideband drivers that are bigger in diameter. The little 3-incher has good off axis response, but it isn't as wide a dispersion as a tweeter. So it's better for rooms that are untreated. If you got walls that are untreated, you got a hardwood floor and things like that, it may be a better option. It's going to not be as bright, but you're still going to get all that resolution in detail. So it worked out great, and I've been burning this in my little theater system, using it as a center channel, and vocals sound fantastic on this thing. Let's look also at some of the off-axis measurements because it looks so good in off-axis. Vertical off-axis. Normally you go vertically on a speaker that's got a tweeter and a mid or something, and you start seeing cancellations in the off-axis because of the time delay between the drivers. In this case, this driver's playing down so low, those lower wavelengths are pretty long, so you go up and down, it doesn't change the response. So looking at the vertical off-axis on this one, hardly changes at all. I mean, you're getting a little bit of drop off in the very top, but overall, great. Another thing too, if you face this straight in the room, if you're a little bit of above it, that's also going to knock that top end right out of it and make a pretty nice balanced response. Horizontal off axis. Now you start going left or right. Again, typical MTMs where you got a tweeter in the middle and woofers on the sides. As soon as you start moving off axis, the time delay difference between the woofers will start to cancel each other out, and there'll be holes in the response. Usually speakers in this arrangement are good to about 15 to maybe 20 degrees off axis. They really start to fall apart. Not so with this one. These play down so low that the woofers don't play up into a range where they're canceling each other. So if you look at the horizontal off axis, you'll see it's good all the way 40 degrees off axis in each direction. So it's great for a center channel application. Impedance shows an easy impedance load. Your amps are not going to struggle with that at all. And the spectral decay, super clean, man. Fast. That little driver just plays and stops. No ringing, no overshoot, no anything. It sounds fantastic. So came out great, and we're able to introduce this into lower price points. Just like the LGK 1.0s, this is an inexpensive speaker. You guys can build this without spending a lot of money and get a high-end speaker without spending high-end prices. So this one starts at $235 for the base kit. There's a little upgrade if you want to go to tube connectors, and there's a sonic cap bypass option that ups it up a little bit. Flat packs are $100. You can also order finished cabinets. You can order it completely finished and ready to play. You got a lot of options on this, and it starts at a low price point. So you guys can build a whole system of these things for not much money at all. So it's a winner all the way around, and I'm really happy with them, especially how good they sound, and the mid-range is so good. Oh, you guys are gonna have to hear these. If you haven't, go to the videos that I did on these. There are ways you can click on the audio clips that we recorded, and you can download those and play them compared to the original track, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about with these things. So do that and check them out. We've got them up on the website, and that's it for this one. I'm thrilled about this one. I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget, hey, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to our videos already. Then you'll get notification on when we drop a new one. See you guys in the next one.